clear. You should be making income while you're on these apps, okay? It is diabolical. Let me fix my hair. It is diabolical how we spend so much time on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook threads, and you're not building no type of business. Make it make sense. Our time is valuable. I need you to start acting like it. If you are not generating income while you are on these apps, we got to fix that today. That is a serious problem. We are generating wealth, okay? You can't do that by wasting time that you do not get back, okay? Something else I want you guys to understand is this. Good morning. You should be generating income while you are asleep. Listen, we cannot work our way to wealth. It's not going to happen. You've tried. Has it worked? No. I'm manifesting a life for you where you wake up and you're already sitting in deposits, okay? If that's not happening for you, if you're not selling your products while you are asleep, we have a serious problem that we have to fix today. Time is of the essence. You are getting older, not younger, and you will never be this age again, all right? We got to fix it. I also want you guys to understand this. Listen very closely. You only need one digital product in your storefront. See, a lot of you guys are getting hung up. You're overthinking because you think you need about 50 ebooks in your store. No, absolutely not. You only need one ebook. That's it. And you will sell it over and over and over again. Stop overthinking. You guys, when I first started 6 years ago, I lost 100 pounds, okay? And on my weight loss journey, I learned how to exercise, I learned how to eat right, and I also fixed my mindset. And on my weight loss journey, because I learned all that information, I put all that info in an ebook, good morning, and I started selling that to other people who also wanted to learn how to lose weight too. So you will take one idea that you already know and resell it over and over and over again. But the problem with you is you live in fear. Good morning. You're scary as hell. On my life, fear stands for fuck everything and run, and that's what you've been doing. You have been running away from your brilliant ideas for years. You have been running away from your million ideas for years. And the reason why you're running is because you're so fearful of what people are gonna think. You're so fearful of looking stupid. You're so fearful of people talking about you. You're so fearful of failure. But all of this fear that you refuse to let go of is holding you back. It is stealing your dream life from you. Listen, I already know. You've already manifested. You've already created the vision board. You already know what kind of car you want to drive. You know what kind of vacations you want to take. You know what you want your life to look like. You know how much you want in that savings account. You've already figured it out. But every day that you hold on to fear, good morning, is another day that you could be living that dream life of yours, but you make the choice not to. We have to let go of fear so that we can finally live the life that we've always wanted to live. All right? Now, what I want to know is this, be honest, who on this live is fed up with living paycheck to paycheck? You did that in 2025. You've been doing it for years, you don't like it, and you're ready for something better. If that is you, go ahead and put me in the chat. Good morning. I also want to know who on this live is fed up of their own BS. Good morning, meaning they are fed up of always starting and stopping. They're fed up of giving up on themselves. If that is you, go ahead and put me in the chat. Maybe you're fed up of lacking confidence and discipline and follow through. You never stick to the promises that you said you were going to do. You've been talking about starting a business for years. Where is it? You've been talking about creating content for years. Where is it? If you are fed up of that cycle, go ahead and put me in the chat. And also, I want to know who on this live has no clue as to what a digital product is. If you don't have any idea or you just know a little bit, go ahead and put me in the chat because I'm going to teach you. Good morning. And for those of you guys who had never, ever seen my face before, my name is Coach Jazz. And on this live this morning, we are going to build our online business from scratch. Good morning. I'm going to teach you guys how to create your ebook and I'm going to teach you how to sell it. But not only am I going to teach you how to build your online business this morning, most importantly, I'm going to teach you how to build yourself. Ladies, let's be honest. You are getting in your own way. Your lack of confidence is the reason why you're not posting. Your lack of discipline is the reason why you're not getting it done. You caring too much about what people think is the real issue. You never prioritizing yourself and your goals is the true problem. And until we fix you, nothing's going to change. You can buy all the courses you want. Go ahead and keep spending money on course after course after course. Go ahead. Go ahead. As soon as you get off of my lab, go hop into 10 more. Go right on ahead. But if you do not fix you, it don't matter how many courses you're going to buy, because you're not going to do none of the stuff that they're talking about. You are in the way of yourself. You are your own worst enemy. And we have to fix that today. Okay? Now, I'm going to be giving you guys a lot of information this morning. All right? It would be in your best interest to take notes. Good morning. It would be in your best interest to write it down, because if I know anything about you, you are human, which means you're going to forget, because life, and stress stresses, right? So if you take the notes, anything that I do say that you happen to forget, you can refer back to your notes and get it done. Listen, the key word of this live is going to be execution. Good morning. You're going to hear me say this word 10 million times this morning because I need it to stick in your pretty head, because a lot of you guys aren't doing this. You can write down everything. You can talk about all your goals. You can manifest all you want. But if you do not execute, if you do not actually stick to the plan, it ain't gonna work. You've already tried. Has it worked? Oh, okay. Okay. So we gotta execute. We gotta execute. All right. One last thing before we get started. The more you interact with this live, good morning, YouTube and TikTok, the more TikTok and YouTube will push this live to more people. Believe it or not, there are a lot of women who want to start online businesses and they keep giving up on themselves. There are a lot of women who are fed up of living paycheck to paycheck, right? They got their resignation letter in the emails. It's in the drafts. They're ready to hit send, okay? So just like this live found you, let's allow it to find others. So like, comment, and share this live. Also make sure you follow me so you do not lose me, you guys. They do steal my videos. They steal my content, they make fake accounts, and they're gonna turn around and message you. So do not get hoodwinked, finessed, or bamboozled on these TikTok streets, all right? If you're ready for class to begin, go ahead and put ready in the chat. If you are ready for class to begin, go ahead and put ready in the chat. Good morning, good morning. Happy Friday. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's put ready in the chat. Hello. Happy Friday. Let's get a ready in the chat. I see you. You are here. YouTube, can we thumbs up the live? TikTok, can we double tap the screen? Let's go. Let's go. We can have a great live or we can end it early. Because honestly, listen, if nobody is here ready to listen, then I might as well just finish what I was doing. I was getting my steps in early this morning. Yes, I was at the gym. I get up early, okay? Thank you, Becca. Very good. Let's talk about it. So what is a digital product and how will we build the business? So a digital product, ladies, is something you do not have physical possession of. So think of a movie on Netflix. Think of a song on your Apple Music or Spotify. You don't physically have it in your possession. It's all out somewhere in the cloud, okay? Listen to me. You are going to create something to sell, and it could be anything. Please do not overthink like you always do. There's something that you already know about. There's something that you're really good at. And whatever it is, that's what I need you to sell. Okay? When I first started, you guys, I lost 100 pounds. That's a lot of weight. And I did that by exercise and eating right and changing my mindset. And so I put all of that information in an ebook and I sold it over and over and over again to other people who also wanted to learn how to lose weight too. And I promoted that on YouTube, okay? So anything you want to do, you can do. Maybe you're a really good parent. Maybe you're a really good mother. You can make an ebook teaching other people how to be good parents. So whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Just get to selling, okay? And you don't have to do an ebook. You could do an e-course. You could do workbooks and journals. You could do affirmation guides. You can do private communities. The possibilities are endless. Let me tell you this. The only limitation is the limitation that you put on yourself. I'm going to say that again. The only limitation is the limitation that you put on yourself. So when you sit here and say things like, I can't or I'm not good at it, you are setting the bar. You set your own bar. Stop doing that because it's not getting you anywhere, okay? Now I'm gonna give you guys 2 apps, and these apps will change your entire life if you use them, meaning you have to execute. So don't just download it, but use it, okay? If you're ready for app number 1, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. Good morning, good morning. If you're ready for app number 1, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. For those of y'all who are just tuning in, my name is Coach Jazz, and we are building our online business. Ladies, let me ask you a serious question here. When was the last time you put yourself first? Let me guess. You were so used to doing for any and everybody else. And when it's all said and done, you haven't done anything for yourself. And day after day, week after week, month after month, and year after year go by, and you are in the exact same place that you have been in. The business could have been done by now. You could have been selling by now. But you refuse to prioritize yourself in your own life. That's a problem. Good morning. That's the problem. This is you. We got to fix you. Okay? All right. App number 1, write it down. Canva. Good morning. Good morning. App number 1, write it down. Write it down. And also, you guys, like I said, the more we interact with this live, the more we like, comment, and share, the more TikTok and YouTube will push this live to more people. TikTok number 1, I see you guys on here, but there's only 2 likes on the live. Make it make sense. The math ain't mathin'. If I'm saying anything that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, please go ahead and double tap the screen, like, comment, and share the live, ladies. It takes 2 seconds, okay? Let's go. Let's go. Good morning. Good morning. App number 1 is Canva. Write it down. You will be using this app for everything. YouTube, can we get some thumbs up on the live? We will be using this app for everything, okay? So maybe you do want to create content. Canva has thousands of templates on there. Thank you. Canva has thousands of templates on there, okay? For your Instagram reels, your TikTok videos. Maybe you want to start that YouTube channel that I tell you to start every single day. Maybe today you're going to listen. Canva has thousands of YouTube thumbnails on there, templates, okay? And they're very easy to use. You just drag and drop. It takes 2 seconds. That's it, all right? And the thumbnails, ladies, are just the pictures that you see before you click on the video. This is what draws people's attention to your YouTube video in the first place, okay? And maybe you do want to sell your digital product, you want to sell an ebook, and you want everything to look professional and branded. Fine. Canva has thousands of ebook templates on there for you. You just got to use them, okay? Now, before we get into app number 2, I do want to talk to the woman on this live who's still living in fear. She's scary as hell. And I told you guys earlier on this live, fear stands for fuck everything and run, and that's what you always do. You run away from your brilliant ideas and your $1 million ideas because you're so scary. And so you're sitting here saying things to yourself like, Jazz, I would love to start an online business, but I'm not tech savvy. What if I'm too old for this? What if it's too late for me? Okay, well, before you run away, like you always do, listen to me very closely. Number 1, you woke up this morning. That's a blessing, okay? Every single day that you are blessed with another day means that you have been given another opportunity to work on your goals. It is never too late until you are 6 feet under, so use it. Stop making excuses. Number 2, you are very tech savvy, okay? Because you use technology every day. Because you are on your phone from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. You are liking, commenting, sharing, and archiving reels back and forth in the group chats. That takes tech savviness. So you will use the same tech savviness that you already have and build your online business. And number 3, for my ladies who think they are too old, what did we say? We're going to sell our knowledge, right? So if you are older, that means you have a lot of knowledge. You have a lot of wisdom, which means you have a lot of things that you could be selling. So sell it, okay? All right, very good. If you're ready for app number 2, put a 2 in the chat. Good morning, TikTok number 1 and TikTok number 2. If you're ready for app number 2, put a 2 in the chat. YouTube, put a 2 in the chat. Let's go, listen to me. The more we interact with this live, ladies and gentlemen, the more these platforms will push it out to more people. Don't be stingy on Friday. Why are we being stingy on Friday? TikTok number 2, y'all right here, Tade on BS. I see 15 people on this live and not one person has commented a number. You're not double tapping the screen. Make it make sense. Thank you, Becca. Thank you. Let's go. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, my name is Coach Jazz and I'm teaching you guys how to build your online business from scratch. But not only am I teaching you how to build your online business, I'm also teaching you how to build yourself. Ladies, for the umpteenth time, you are getting in your own way. You can continue to buy course after course all you want. Go ahead and waste $10,000 more while you're at it. Yeah, go right on ahead. But at the end of the day, if you do not follow through, if you do not keep the promises that you make to yourself, if you do not start putting yourself first, none of that information is going to be of any use to you. It's going to continue to collect digital dust on your phone. Am I lying? You hop from live to live. You watch YouTube video after YouTube video. You have done everything except the one thing that will fix everything for you, which is change. If you told yourself you were going to do something, then that means do it. At what point do we start following through with our own promises that we made to ourselves? See, you make promises for other people and you do for other people every single day. But at what point are you going to do for you? Okay. All right. I said what I said and I'm standing 10 toes down. Good morning. App number 2, write it down. You guys also make sure you follow me so you don't lose me because they do steal my videos. And then they make fake accounts and then they turn around and message you, okay? App number 2, ChatGPT. This is AI. Good morning. You will be using this app for everything. You and chat are gonna be locked in, okay? So maybe you do wanna create content, but you're just not too sure what kind of videos to make. Fine, ChatGPT will tell you, hello. Maybe you do wanna start a YouTube channel, but you're a little camera shy, you feel a little awkward and nervous, and you're just not too sure what to say in the videos. Fine, chat will script the entire video for you. Now all you have to do is say the words. Maybe you do want to sell an ebook, but you're not too sure what to put in it. Good morning. ChatGPT will write the entire ebook for you from beginning to end in under 30 seconds. Ladies, I cannot stress this enough. It has never been easier than today to start your online business. But again, the problem is you are getting in your own way and we have to fix it today because there's way too much money out here and you're just leaving it on the table. Make it make sense? The math ain't mathin'. So I gave you Canva and I gave you chat. Now we're gonna put it together and write it. If you're ready for prompt number 1, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. If you are not taking notes, you are doing yourself a disservice. Ladies, the key word of this live is execution. Well, I already know you're gonna forget because life and stresses. You forget everything. But if you write it down, anything that I do say that you happen to forget, you can still refer back to your notes and get it done. Keyword is execution. I'm gonna say that again. If you're ready for prompt number 1, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. Let's go. The more we interact with this live TikTok and YouTube, the more this live will get pushed to more people. Let's go. You're gonna write it down. Here we go. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Exactly, Jaden. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. If you've got that, go ahead and put "got that" in the chat. If you need for it to be repeated, this is the opportunity to ask. Remember, closed mouths do not get fed, and don't you dare ask me 10 minutes into the live, Jazz, what is prompt number 1? I'm gonna ignore you like hell, because you had plenty of opportunity to ask right now, but you chose not to take advantage of it, which is fine. You don't have to, but actions always speak louder than words. Never forget that. And your actions are showing you don't care. And since you don't care, then why should I? Why should I? Yes, I can repeat it. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Good morning, Phoenix. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Y'all got that? That is prompt number 1. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. We are building our online business from scratch, but we're also building our consistency and our follow through. We're also going to build our confidence. Believe it or not, a lot of ladies lack confidence in self. Confidence is who you think you are. Unfortunately, a lot of you guys don't think you're anything. But the reason you feel that way is because you never follow through with the promises that you make to yourself. Every single time that you break a promise that you made to yourself, you are telling yourself, self, you're not worthy of it. Because actions speak louder than words. Why do we only want to apply that to others, but we never want to apply that philosophy to ourselves? You are literally telling yourself that you're not worthy of it every single time you don't do what you said you were going to do. If you said you were going to lose weight, then lose it. If you said you were going to start a business, then start it. If you said you were going to create content, then create it. What are we doing? You're going to hit enter. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. You're going to hit enter. Now, before we move forward, I need you to write this word down. This says consistent. Thank you, Becca. This says consistent. Write it down. Write it down. And then once you have written it down, I need you to underline it 50,000 times. And then I need you to circle it 1,000,000 times, because in 2026, you and I are going to get locked in on the true definition of this word, because a lot of you guys are very, very confused. So I'm going to go ahead and confuse you. See, some of y'all think consistent means once in a while. If I feel like it. If I'm not too busy. No. Consistent means more often than not. So, if there are 7 days in a week, consistent means 4 out of the 7. In order to get the results you want in anything that you want to do with your life, you are going to have to be consistent. There's no if, there's no ands, and there's no buts. In order for you to consistently get a paycheck every 2 weeks, don't you have to consistently go to work more often than not? If you work 40 hours a week, that means you're going to work more often than not. So why would we not apply the same logic to our business and to our personal goals? I need you to be consistent. If any of this is going to work, you can go ahead and buy 10 more courses. Go ahead, swipe off of this live and then go to another live and then go buy their course and then go spend $10,000 more. Go right on ahead. Go ahead and do it. Some of y'all already did. But the reason it's not working is because you're not being consistent. You put everything and everyone before yourself, and that's the problem. We have got to be consistent. That's the only way it's going to work. Now, let's make consistency easy, because life is hard enough. Life is already hard enough. Life is lifing, stress is stressing, and then bills is piling up, child. So let's go ahead and make consistency easy. Okay? It is so much easier to be consistent when you do things that you actually like to do. Okay? I cannot make this up. I want you to go through the list that ChatGPT gave you and only choose ideas that you truly have a passion for. I want you to ask yourself, what is something I would love to talk about all day and all night? I want you to want to talk about it so much to drive your husband crazy. That's how you know. That's the idea for you. Let me tell you this. The reason why a lot of us struggle with depression, I used to struggle with this too, is because we don't do anything in our day that makes us happy. Your day begins to feel like it's on repeat. Get up, go to work, be miserable, come home, cry, sleep, repeat. And nowhere in the day have you sprinkled in anything that makes you happy. That's the problem. But when you get up every day and you have several things in your day that you get to do that you truly enjoy, it is so much easier to be consistent because it doesn't feel like work because you're actually having fun. When you truly enjoy your life, when you're truly happy, that energy, it radiates through you. People can feel it because you genuinely enjoy your day to day. I only want you to do business ideas that you actually like so that you can be consistent, okay? That's the only way it's gonna work. For my ladies who have lost weight, I've lost 100 pounds. Answer this question. Isn't it so much easier to consistently eat healthy foods when you choose healthy foods that you actually like? Yeah. See, I don't like watermelon. So it would be very hard for me to eat watermelon every day because I don't like watermelon. But I love pineapples. I love blueberries. So it's easy for me to consistently eat healthy foods. Isn't it so much easier to exercise consistently when you do exercise activities that you truly enjoy? Yes. Yes, it is. I love weightlifting, so it's easy for me to lift weights consistently. So do yourself a favor and only choose things that you like. Now, if chat gave you 10 things and you don't like none of the things it gave you, fine, ask for 10 more and keep asking until it gives you something you want to use, okay? One more thing before we get into prompt number 2. This is critical, so you better write it down. If you don't remember nothing else I say on this live, you better remember this. Money flows where energy goes. Write that down. Money flows where energy goes. I'm going to say that one more time. Money flows where energy goes. If you are anything like how I used to be, you are giving all of your energy to any and everyone else. You are giving all of your energy to your spouse, your boyfriend, your sneaky link. You are giving all of your energy to your children. You are giving all of your energy to your parents. You are giving all of your energy to your friends. You are giving all of your energy to your job and your coworkers. You are giving all of your energy to celebrity gossip. And by the time you sit down to do something for yourself, you can't. Because you don't have any energy left. Because you gave it all away. And now you feel frustrated, you feel depressed, you feel resentment, and you're unhappy. Because you are an energy vending machine. starting today. We're going to start pulling that energy on back. And notice most of the people who you're giving all your energy to, these are grown-ass adults, and they're not reciprocating it. Because if they were reciprocating it, you wouldn't feel drained, frustrated, and resented. It would be reciprocity. They would give, you give. They take, you take. It's equally yoked. But the problem is, you're the one always giving. And they're always taking. And they're not putting anything back in the cup. We're going to pull that energy on in. It does not make you a bad wife because you want to work on a business. It does not make you a bad mother because you want to do something for yourself for once. It does not make you a bad friend because you don't want to sit there and listen to her problems. It makes you human. You matter too. Your happiness is important too. You cannot keep pouring from an empty cup. Some of y'all's cups have been empty for years. The only way you can effectively pour into someone else's cup is when your cup is in overflow. So how do we put our cup into overflow? We start doing more things for ourselves. You're going to start telling people no. The answer is no. And no is a complete sentence. You don't have to explain anything to anybody. No, I cannot loan you any money. That's money I could be using for my business. No, I cannot give you a ride. That is time I could be spending for my business. No, I cannot sit on the phone and talk to you about your problems. Shit, I got to fix my own. The answer is no. I need you to start telling people more no's than yeses. Because when you start telling people no, you start telling yourself yes. And now you have the energy to be consistent and follow through. Then you start to feel good about yourself because you're actually getting stuff done. Now you have the confidence you need to post confidently and not worry about what people think. Imagine that. If you're ready for prompt number 2, go ahead and put a 2 in the chat. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. Make sure you follow me so you do not lose me. Ladies, they do steal my videos. They make fake accounts. And then they're going to turn around and message you. So do not get hoodwinked, finessed, or bamboozled. Also, if I'm saying anything that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, make sure you guys are double tapping the screen, like, comment, and share the live. The more we interact, YouTube and TikTok, the more it'll get pushed to more people. And believe it or not, a lot of women want to start online businesses, but they don't realize they're holding themselves back. They hopping from one live to another, buying course after course after course, talking about how nothing's working. But the reason it's not working is because you are not doing what you are supposed to do. Make it make sense? Once you choose the digital product idea you want to use, you will type this in. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Thank you. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. If you've got that, go ahead and put got that in the chat. If you need for it to be repeated, this is the opportunity to ask. Closed mouths do not get fed. The keyword of this live is execution. How can we execute something if we don't know what we're doing? Because if I know anything about you, you're human and you're gonna forget. You always do. So just write it down so you can still execute, okay? Good morning, happy Friday. Can y'all believe we're almost in March? It is halfway through February. Make it make sense. The time is just flying by. Y'all got that? I'm waiting on TikTok number 2, YouTube. I see 15 people on YouTube and not one person is gonna let me know they got it. The math is not mathed. Make it make sense. Let's go. Good morning, good morning. If you've got that, Can somebody please type got that? Thank you, boo. If you got that, type got that in the chat. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Thank you. You're gonna hit enter. This is what I mean by it has never been easier than today to start your online business from scratch because ChatGPT literally wrote the ebook for you. Now all you have to do is copy and paste. That's it. You will copy what Chat gave you and paste it into Canva. So open the Canva app, in the search, type in ebooks, hit enter. It's gonna give you thousands of templates. Pick your most favorite one. They're all 1000% customizable, okay? You will copy what Chat gave you and paste it. Now to my ladies on this live who overthink. From the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, you are overthinking everything and it's driving you crazy and it's not getting you anywhere. So stop. Write this down. KISS, K-I-S-S. This is an acronym that stands for Keep It Simple, Silly. Keep it simple, silly, okay? Stop overthinking. I just need you to make sure this ebook looks clean, simple, legible. That's it. Clean, simple, legible, okay? That's it. Don't overthink it. Once you have finished copying and pasting and you love the way it looks, you will download it as a PDF file. PDF. Download it as a PDF. Good morning. And then you will upload the file to your hosting site. I hope you guys are writing these down. Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, and Shopify. Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, Shopify. If you've got all of this, please put got that in the chat. These are some of the most popular hosting sites. Yes, there are plenty more, but these are some of the most popular ones. And you only need to post it on one of these, not all 5. If you've got that, please put got that in the chat. I know it's Friday, but great day, ladies. I see you here. I see you, but only about 3 people are letting me know that they got that. Thank you, boo. Only about 3 people are double tapping the screen. Make it make sense. I don't understand. If this information is not for you, bounce. Just go ahead, giddy up, leave. Let me know that you're here and that you're present. Thank you, Goddess. Thank you, Goddess. Let me know that you are here and present. Very good. All right, very cool. Now, before we move forward, I write too slowly. Hurry up, Ruth. Write it down. Write it down. Okay. Before we move forward, I want to make something clear. Ladies, we have got to stop getting in our own way of things, okay? Let me ask you this. When was the last time you told yourself you were proud of yourself? Some of y'all don't even know. Listen, the way we talk to ourselves determines how we show up for ourselves, okay? If you speak to yourself poorly, if you don't affirm yourself, you're gonna show up poorly for yourself, okay? When you speak well, when you speak good to yourself, you feel good. And when you feel good, you do good. I need you to start saying more positive things to yourself. And yes, it may feel awkward at first because maybe deep down inside you don't believe you're worthy of happiness, wealth, and success. But I still want you to say it because the more you say it over and over and over again, the more you start to believe it. And when you start to believe it, you start to achieve it. Your internal world reflects your external world. Don't you ever forget that. If you got chaos going on in this pretty head of yours, I know for a fact your life is chaotic as hell. If you disrespect yourself in this pretty head of yours, I know for a fact you allow people in your life that disrespect you too, because that's how you treat yourself. But when you treat yourself with respect, when you treat yourself with love, when you treat yourself like a priority in your own life, it shows up in your external world, and now you're actually getting stuff done. We have got to stop holding ourselves back. It's not working. I just graduated from Colorado Technical University. Very good. Let's go. Let's go. Now, let's get back to these hosting sites, okay? I use Stan Store. I love Stan. Stan is great. But Stan is very expensive, okay? It is $99 a month. That's very high if your business is not making that yet, okay? If you're brand new to all this, just getting started, fine. But Stan Store is not for you. If you're brand new to all of this and you're not making income yet, I want you on Gumroad. Because Gumroad only charges you a percentage when you make a sale, okay? They charge you 10% for every sale. So until you make money, you don't have to spend it. That's a great place to start. Now, what I know about you is this. You're going to make money. Thank you, lady, because you're writing things down, you're taking your notes, you're asking questions, and you promised me you were going to execute. So when you do start generating income, then I want you to transfer everything over to Stan Store later, because Stan Store has a lot of features that will help you expand your business, like Afterpay and Klarna. Ladies, let me tell you what's going on in the world of finance today. Buy now, pay later is taking over. It's taking over. So you got Afterpay, Klarna, they got Sezzle, they got Affirm, they got PayPal, they got so many. They're taking over. People are using buy now, pay later options, and they are using credit cards. And no, it is not just poor people. Get that out your head, because six-figure earners are doing it too. And if you have a buy now, pay later option on your site, you will make more. But for now, you will work with what you got. You will start on Gumroad. You will build your business, and you will transfer everything over to Stan Store later. Okay? So what we just did was we took Canva, we took ChatGPT, we put it together, we made the ebook, and then we put it on our hosting site, and now we have to sell it. We got to sell it. Now I'm going to be honest. Sales is 80% of the business. That is more than half. So we got to get sales right, or there won't be a business. But before we get into sales, I need to make something crystal clear to you. That process of copying and pasting and making that ebook that we just did should not take you longer than 2 hours. Respectfully, it shouldn't take longer than 1, but I'm gonna give you some grace and I'll give you 2. And I don't care how old you are. On this live, age ain't nothing but a number. I don't give a damn. What you're not gonna do is try to convince me that it takes longer than 2 hours to copy some words that AI wrote for you and paste it. No, it does not. Absolutely not. Because you copy and paste all day, sending reels back and forth in the text. So I know you know how to copy and paste. If it is taking you longer than 2 hours to copy and paste, we have a serious problem. One problem that you might be experiencing, and I used to be guilty of this too, this is how I know. You want to be perfect. You're a perfectionist, right? So that means everything about you just must be perfect or it's not right. You are the woman who will waste 6 months of her life that she will never get back just to overthink her brilliant idea and second guess her greatness. And then when you do decide to get started, you're going to take things out, put things back, get frustrated and irritated and overwhelmed, have some OCD, and give up on it again. Then you're going to let 3 more months go by, wasting time that you'll never get back just to overthink some more. And when you finally decide to get started yet again, this time you're going to ask 20 people what they think you should do with your business. And the crazy thing is, these people that you're asking, they don't even run a business. These aren't even people you would trade lives with. But for some reason, you care so much about what they think. And then when they give you their opinion, you listen. Next thing you know, a whole year has gone by and you ain't did shit but waste precious time that you will never get back. Poor thing. Bless your heart. She said, wow, this is for me. Bless your heart. Face life challenges. Bless your heart. You poor thing. Listen, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but sometimes that's just what I do best. And I'm going to hold your hand when I say this to you, but the truth will set you free. Listen, ma'am, you are not perfect at all. I am not perfect at all. Nobody is perfect at all. See, what you really are is scary. You're scary as hell. You're still living in fear. And what we say on this live, fear stands for fuck everything and run. And that's what you've been doing for years. You have been running away from your brilliant idea, your $1 million idea, because you're so fearful of looking stupid. You're so fearful of failing. You're so fearful of people talking about you, so you just stay frozen. If you want to dig even deeper, the reason why we hold on to this fear in the first place is because we have fragile little egos. And your ego cannot handle the feeling of disappointment, putting yourself out there, trying something new, and it potentially failing, and now you feel disappointed in yourself if it doesn't work. So to protect yourself from that feeling of disappointment, you self-sabotage. You sabotage yourself. So you'll make excuses, you'll live in fear, you'll talk about what's not gonna work before you even tried, you'll hang out with people who are toxic and destroying your confidence. You'll do all of these forms of self-sabotage to protect your ego from feeling disappointed if you try something different and it doesn't work. But I'm confused because you said you hated your job. You said you were tired of living paycheck to paycheck. That's what you said. You said you were tired of always starting and stopping and giving up on yourself. You said you were tired of not having confidence. You said these things. But every single day that you live like that is another day that you're still living in disappointment. Because there's things about your life that you are not 1000% happy with. It amazes me how we allow ourselves to stay in our comfort zones. And these comfort zones that we stay in are the very thing that's destroying us. That job that you go to every single day that you hate is destroying you mentally and spiritually. Those toxic people in your life that you refuse to let go of, they're destroying you. They're stealing your confidence, they're making you feel less than, and you would rather stay in that comfort zone that is destroying your happiness, that is stealing your dream life from you, than just take a half an inch out and try something different today. Because you already know what happens when you stay there. Nothing happens. But the same old routine that you're not happy with, I am trying to help you fix it. But we cannot fix it if we don't change. We have to change. You are self-sabotaging yourself, which means you are doing this to yourself. You are holding yourself back. We have to change. What I need you to do is launch the ebook, because it will never be perfect. I don't care how many more years you spend on it, it will still never be perfect. Because if you don't launch, you can't get out of the paycheck to paycheck lifestyle. How can customers buy your stuff if there's no stuff? They can't. So you don't have no choice but to change and just launch it. How can your platforms grow? How can you build your following and your subscribers and your viewers if you don't post content? You can't. You can't. So you have to post and understand that the content will never be perfect. But you will launch as is. You will post as is. And I need you to understand and understand that the more you do something, the better it gets. Or you can keep doing what you've been doing and getting the results that you've been getting. Those are your only two options. You're either going to do something a little different today, take a foot out of that comfort zone, or you can stay right where you are and continue to be upset, continue to be miserable, and continue to be insecure and live paycheck to paycheck. Those are your only two options. So which one is it going to be? I need you to understand, the more you do something, the better it gets naturally without you even trying. The more products you put out in the future, the better they'll get. The more content you post, the better the content will post, the better the content will be, but it will still never be perfect. So you will launch as is. All of your favorite businesses that you spend your hard-earned money with today have gotten better along the way. Look at Netflix. Believe it or not, they did not always have a fancy Netflix app. No. They were not doing comedy specials with Dave Chappelle and Kevin Hart either. They didn't have their own production company making movies and TV shows that are now winning Emmys and Oscars. And they damn sure weren't doing WWE Raw on pay-per-view. Years ago, before COVID, you used to have to go to their website, Netflix.com. You had to make a list of the movies that you wanted to see. And these were not their originals. These were movies that were once in theaters. They would mail you a DVD off the list. You could watch it as many times as you wanted. And when you were ready for the next movie off your list, you had to mail that one back. They did not wait for the fanciest technology. They did not wait till they had all the funding to afford it. They started with what they had. And over time, as they continued showing up for the business, as they continued promoting, it got better and better, and it grew along the way. So I don't know why you think that you're above Netflix, which is a billion-dollar company, but we're gonna have to reel that ego on in some. Bring it on in, because that ego is holding you back. You don't get to skip the messy middle either. No, you don't. You will post with what you got. You will create with what you got. And over time, as you keep going, it'll get better, just like everybody else. Another reason why it might be taking you longer than 2 hours to copy and paste some words is because you're distracted as fuck. Listen, I already know I am not the coach for everybody, and I have accepted that because, believe it or not, most people don't truly want help. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. Actions speak louder than words. Don't ever forget that. Most people just want to complain and vent about their problems to anyone who's willing to listen. I'm not here for that. I'm here to help you fix it. I'm here to help you change. But you can't change what you don't know. See, when you get off work, you could work on the business and reaching your goals and keeping the promises that you made to yourself so that you can finally have confidence in yourself, but you make the choice not to. You would rather sit on the phone and gossip with your friends about celebrities and their drama. When you do have time off from work, like the weekends. You could work on the business and reaching your goals and keeping the promises that you make to yourself so you can finally have confidence in yourself, but you'd rather not. No. You'd rather sit on the couch and binge watch Hulu and Netflix for hours. Late at night, when your children are asleep, you could work on the business and reaching your goals, keeping the promises that you made to yourself so you can finally believe in yourself, but you'd rather not. You would rather scroll social media for hours, laughing at funny videos and sharing them back and forth in the group chats. And the reason why we hold on to all of these distractions is because we're trying to escape. This is escapism. Mm-hmm. And the reason why we're trying to escape is because there's things about our life that we are not 1000% happy with. And instead of you just being a grown woman and fixing it, yeah, I said it, you would rather run from it. But maybe it's time to take a new path, because obviously that one's not working out too well. Because let me ask you, are you 1000% happy with your life and the direction it's going in? If the answer is no, I don't have to convince you. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. Staying in that comfort zone of distractions over and over and over again is the reason why you aren't getting different results. Let's take an inch out and try something new today. Instead of you trying to escape a life that you are not 1000% happy with, how about we just lock in and build a life that we never feel the need to escape from? So this is what you're going to do today. Turn the TV off. Put the phone on Do Not Disturb. Tell your friends you will talk to them later. You are building your dream life. You're going to sit down at home. No, you don't need to go to Starbucks because you get distracted there. You're going to start your ebook and you're going to finish it. Not start, stop, come back next week, because we already know how you do. You never come back. You're going to start it and you're going to finish it. 2 hours is all you need. If we are crystal clear on all those instructions, please put clear in the chat, because respectfully, there's no point in even talking about sales if we don't have anything to sell. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. We are building our online business from scratch. And most importantly, we are building ourselves, our consistency, our discipline, our follow through, our priorities. Ladies, you're getting in your own way. Go ahead and buy 10 more courses. Go right on ahead. Go ahead and buy 10 more courses. Knock yourself out. It doesn't matter how many courses you buy if you don't fix who you are. Because as soon as I get off of this live, you're going to go hop into 5 more and waste more time. Go ahead. Some of y'all already have. You have done everything about the one thing, except the one thing that will change everything, which is change you. Let's change you so that you actually follow through this time. Okay. Now, I said earlier, sales is 80% of the business, so that's more than half. So we got to get this right or there won't be a business. But I'm going to be honest. Most people fail at sales. They fail horribly, but not for the reasons that you think. Some of y'all are like, oh God, it's because sales is so hard. No. Sales is actually easy. But people's mindset and the things they got going on in this pretty head of theirs is what's making sales so hard for them. So in order to sell something, we have to fix our mindset about sales. Some of y'all think that if you talk about your product too much, people will unfollow you. What if people think that I'm begging them for money? What if I'm being annoying by talking about my product too much? Okay. Let's fix all this up. Let's clear it up. Number one, selling is not begging. Selling is solving, okay? People have a problem, you have a solution. You are not begging anyone for anything. So stop thinking that right now. Number two, you don't have a choice but to talk about your product all the time. Because if you don't, people will forget. Ladies, people are living their own life. Their life is lifing, their stress is stressing, and the bills are piling up. They're not thinking about you. They are being bombarded with content from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed every single day. They're not going to remember anything you said. You have to consistently remind them of who you are, what you do, and how you can help people so they can even begin to remember who you are. Why do you think I keep telling you guys to take notes on this live? I keep telling you that because I know you're human and you're going to forget like you always do. That's why I'm telling you to write it down. Why do you think I keep telling you the key word of this live is execution? I've repeated myself time and time again. Why? Because I need to stick in your pretty head that you have to execute. You have to remind people consistently about who you are, what you do, and how you can help people, or they will forget. All of our favorite businesses that we spend our hard-earned money with today remind you consistently of who they are. Look at Amazon. We all know who they are, okay? We all got the memo. And most of us are Prime members, meaning we pay a monthly subscription to utilize 2-day, 1-day, and same-day shipping. And even though everyone knows who Amazon is, and most people spend money with Amazon every single month, they still remind you consistently that they exist. Look at their Amazon trucks. You can't even go 2 miles down the street without seeing one of their blue trucks. They didn't have to paint them blue. They didn't have to put their logo on them, but they did it for a reason. Why? So that every time you see one of their trucks, your brain thinks Amazon. Look at their packages. They didn't have to put their logo on the cardboard boxes. They could have left the boxes blank. You can't even go 2 miles down the neighborhood without seeing Amazon boxes. You can't even go into a mailroom without seeing Amazon boxes. They're everywhere, every single day. Why did they put their logo on their boxes? So that every single time you see one of their packages, your brain thinks Amazon. Do you really think that they're worried about you thinking they're annoying? Do you really think they are worried about you thinking that they're begging you for money? Do you really think they're worried about you unsubscribing from Prime? Girl, please. They know you're not going nowhere. Because they know they have a solution to your problem. You're lazy and you want convenience. We all do. They know that. And every single month, they will continue to get money out of you. For those of you guys who have seen my face before, maybe I'm not a new face to you. I've been online for the past 6 years, full time. You might have found me on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Threads. I'm all over the internet. How is it that I am able to consistently teach people about Glow Up Academy and not worry about people thinking I'm begging them for money? How am I able to do that? Because I know I have a solution to people's problems. People want to learn how to build their online business. I teach them that inside of Glow Up Academy. People want to learn how to follow through, have confidence, and stay consistent so it actually gets done. I teach them that all inside of Glow Up Academy. Women want me to mentor them and coach them on how to set priorities for themselves and not worry about what people think so that they actually reach their goals and live a happy and fulfilling life. I teach them that all inside of Glow Up Academy. I am not worried about being annoying. If people unsubscribe or unfollow respectfully, I don't give a damn. That just means they weren't ready to glow up. And that's okay. Not everybody is. I told you most people don't want the truth. Most people don't really want to fix their problems. They just want to bask in them. I know that. And because I have that energy with my products and services, I sell, and I sell a lot. Because Amazon has that energy with their products and services, they sell, and they sell a lot. And if you want to sell a lot too, you are going to have the same energy. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now let's sell. If you're ready for sales tip number 1, put a 1 in the chat. Good morning. If you are ready for sales tip number 1, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, my name is Coach Jazz. Make sure you follow me so you don't lose me. Subscribe so you don't lose me. You guys, they do steal my videos. I keep telling you this, and they're going to turn around and message you, and they're going to act like they're me, trying to finesse, bamboozle, and hoodwink you. So do not let it happen. Do not let it happen. Okay? Do not let it happen. All right, very good. Let's talk about sales. Oh, one more thing. I do want to address the elephant in the room, which is failing. A lot of people want to start online businesses. They have goals they want to reach. They want to lose weight, whatever the goal is. However, they are terrified of failing. And that's a lot of times why we stay in that comfort zone of ours, even though it's killing us deep down inside, because your fear of failing overrides the misery that you're living right now. But the crazy thing about it is, a lot of people are very confused as to what failing even means. So let me go ahead and unconfuse you. See, some of y'all think failing means you make your first YouTube channel, you post your first video, and if you don't get 50,000 subscribers in 2 days, then you failed. Some of y'all are really out here thinking that if you launch your first ebook and you're not a millionaire in 30 days, then you failed. And some of y'all really believe that if you post your first TikTok reel and it doesn't get 10,000 views in 5 hours, then you failed. But that's not failing. See, failing only exists when you quit. When you throw in the towel and you say, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I give up. I'm done. Well, that is when you have officially failed. But if every single day you just keep showing up, you just keep trying, you keep putting one foot in front of the other, taking one more inch out of that comfort zone of yours, you're not failing. Maybe yesterday you thought about making content, but how about today you do it? Maybe yesterday you made a whole bunch of excuses. How about today you don't make any? Maybe yesterday you didn't prioritize yourself at all. How about today you do something for yourself for 15 minutes? If every single day you keep showing up, you're not failing. One thing I have noticed about us humans in society today is we have become extremely entitled to time. Extremely entitled. And you have lived in this entitlement mindset for so long, you don't even realize how entitled you actually are. Because what you have done was you have set a timeline. You have pulled a number out of thin air, and you have said that I say I have to reach this goal by this day at this time because that's what I said. And so what I said overrides everything else because I said it. If I start this business today, I better be a millionaire in 15 days because I said so. And if I'm not a millionaire in 15 days, then I failed. But my question for you is, where did you get this bizarre timeline from in the first place? It's nothing but entitlement. You have created some crazy timeline for when you think it should happen because you feel entitled to it happening at that time because you said so. Make it make sense. But notice how if you just keep going, you always get the results you wanted. Ladies, I have lost 100 pounds. For anyone on here has lost any amount of weight, you know this is true. If you consistently eat less food and you consistently exercise, won't you eventually get to your goal weight? Yeah. You know why most people don't get to their goal weight? Because they felt like they should lose 50 pounds in a week, and so they gave up. That's why they never get to their goal weight. Exactly, Mo Ginger. So why would your business be any different? I don't care what the dollar amount is that you want to make. I promise you this. If you consistently show up and you consistently keep going, you will eventually get to the results that you want. So for everybody on this live who is terrified of failing, just don't quit. Because if you don't quit, then you didn't fail. And now you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Okay? All right. I don't want to hear nothing about failing. I don't want to hear it. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. Happy Friday. All right. Sales tip number 1, write this down. Content is king and distribution is queen. Content is king. Distribution is queen. Good morning. So let's break this down so it makes sense. She said setting unrealistic goals always backfires. Amen to that. Amen to that. That's why I said it's entitlement at its finest. You feel entitled to the result because you said that's when it's supposed to happen. That's what you said. Make it make sense. It's crazy. Now let's break this down. Content is king. So content is anything that we post on social. So reels, long form YouTube videos, if you go live, pictures, anything that you post is considered content. And in the content, this is how we're going to get the word out about our products and services and how we can help people, okay? Through the content. Content is king because remember we said people forget all the time. So you have to be consistently reminding them about your products and services and how you can help them. We got to be consistent with our content. Now, one thing I make sure that my students never feel is overwhelmed. Because what I know about this and overwhelmed, if you begin to feel overwhelmed, you give up because you freeze, because you don't know what to do first. Listen to me. Maybe you're not posting at all, right? Maybe you're literally brand new to all of this. Maybe you're camera shy. We're going to crawl before we walk, and we're going to walk before we run. So if you are struggling with posting, maybe you're camera shy, you don't just say, I want you to start spending more time in front of the camera, recording yourself multiple times a day, every single day. You can do 30-second increments, you can do 5-minute increments, it doesn't matter, but do it multiple times a day. This is not to post. This is just for you to get in front of the camera and start getting comfortable. Because when you start getting comfortable, now you don't feel awkward, and now you flow so much easier. Okay? And don't you dare say you don't have time, because you got time to be on social all day. I don't have time is not an excuse up on this live. Okay? You got time. Because once I end this live, you're going to hop in someone else's. Stop playing. Now, once you get comfortable, now I want you to commit to a goal of posting 1 time a week on one social media platform. It just has to be a 30-second reel. 30 seconds, that's it, to post. And we're going to commit to posting once a week. Once you get comfortable with that, we're going to take another step outside of the comfort zone. And we're going to post twice a week, okay? And so on and so forth. So always remember, we're going to crawl before we walk, and we're going to walk before we run. Now, distribution is queen. Listen, not only are we going to post consistently, we need to be building a bare minimum of 3 platforms. We're not going to overthink our editing. We're not going to overthink. We're going to build at least 3 platforms. Why 3? Because 1 is too close to none. Like that one income you have at that one job. Ladies, if they laid you off tomorrow, what would you do? You would be sitting there freaking out, trying to figure out how you're gonna pay them bills. You put all of your eggs in a TikTok basket and the US decides to ban it like they did last year, what would you do? You would be freaking out like all the other TikTokers who only had a TikTok. I always teach my students we have got to stay proactive so we are not reactive. In other words, we got to stay ready. Now, it's not hard to build 3. Get that out your head. The same exact video that you put on TikTok, you'll throw it on YouTube, Facebook, wherever you want to be, okay? Now, which options or which platform should you grow? It's whatever you want. You got a lot of options. I always suggest starting with the app you're always on, okay? So if you're always on TikTok, start TikTok. Obviously, you like this app so much because you're always here. And then just choose 2 more. And, like I said, it only takes 5 minutes from one platform to the next. Same video. Boom, boom, boom. 5 minutes. I do it all day. I promise you, it's not hard. Okay? Now, in case you did not know, YouTube is the most watched platform. A lot of y'all are confused and you think it's TikTok. No, absolutely not. There are more people watching YouTube than cable TV. So I always urge and encourage my students to start their YouTube channel. If everybody is on YouTube, why aren't you? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. All right? Now, before we get into sales tip number 2, I do want to talk to the woman on this live who's still holding on to fear. We said fear stands for fuck everything and run, and you're trying to run away. You're quiet. You're not saying too much. You're taking notes, but you ain't said nothing. In the back of your head, you're saying things like, Jazz, this sounds amazing. I would love an online business, but I don't know. You're telling me to make an ebook from scratch. You're telling me to post consistently. You're telling me to build 3 platforms? Girl, oh no. That sounds hard. And I don't think I can do it. Okay. Well, before you run away, like you always do, just listen to me. The first thing I want you to know is this. I can't convince you of anything, and I'm not going to try. So if you want to believe that posting consistently is hard, then fine, you're right. Your feelings are valid. It's hard. If you want to believe that making an ebook from scratch and uploading it is hard, you're right. It's hard. But I do want to remind you of this. Living a life that you are not 1000% happy with is also hard. Going to a job that drains your spirit is hard. Crying every day because you're unhappy with the direction your life is going in right now is hard. Knowing deep down inside that you are meant for more, you are meant for better, and not living it is hard. It amazes me how, as women, we would rather stay in a comfort zone that is killing us, depressing us, frustrating us, making us resentful as hell, than to just take an inch out and try something just a little bit different today. Because you already know where that comfort zone gets you. A lot of you have been living in it for years. You already know where it goes. Nowhere. You have proven it to yourself Time and time again. I don't have to convince you of that. When was the last time you told yourself that you were proud of yourself? Some of y'all don't even know. Can't even remember the last time. That's crazy to me. Because you have overcome way harder stuff than this. I don't even have to know you to know that's true, because life's for everyone. Everyone has really dark moments in life. That's part of life. And even in your darkest moments, you did not think you would overcome whatever you were going through, but you did. Because you're here today. So you have already proven to yourself that you are more than capable of doing anything. And despite that, you're afraid to record a 20-second TikTok video that you can make faceless and post it. Really, ladies? Really? You got through all of that, but you're gonna sit here and say that you don't have the abilities to copy some words that AI wrote for you and paste it into a pre-made Canva template? Really, ladies? Really? Really? That's the problem. That right there. That's fear. You have proven to yourself how resilient you really are. But you will let fear try to convince you that you can't do this. This is what I'm talking about. Lack of confidence. The confidence is -50. You don't even believe in yourself. But you have proof after proof after proof of how amazing you really are. But you never even tell yourself that. That's the problem. You are getting in your own way. You keep telling yourself what you can't do and what's not going to work. But look at what you've already overcome. That was way harder than this. Really? And look, I don't have to convince you of this because you can see this for yourself. There are people on these apps who are in worse off situations than you, still showing up, building their business. There are women on these apps who have more kids than you, and they're still showing up, building their business. There are people on these apps who have worse health problems than you. Cancer patients, sickle cell anemia. And despite what they deal with every single day, they still show up and they're building their business. There are people on these apps who are more broke than you. They lost their job. They lost their house. They might have lost their car. But despite that, they are still showing up, building their business. And some of y'all don't even have half of those problems. Yeah, your life's not perfect. You got some complaints, but you know damn well you're blessed, and you know it could be worse. So what is your excuse? Your refusal to let go of fear. You already know how you want your life to go. You have created many vision boards. You have been on Pinterest for days pinning your dream house and how you're gonna furnish it. You already know what you want your savings account to look like. You already know what kind of freedom you want to have. You already know how much money you want to leave your children. You already know all these things. You have outlined it year after year. But every day that you don't do this is another day that you make the choice to not live your dream life, because fear steals your dream life from you year after year after year, and you let it. You let it. Look, my online business changed my entire life. I have made more money than I ever could have imagined from my cell phone, a laptop, and some freaking Wi-Fi. I now have peace. I'm not stressing about bills anymore. I have freedom now. I get to do what I want, when I want, and how I want to do it. I have confidence now. I really believe in myself. And I keep all of the promises that I made to myself, and I know how to put myself first. But before all this, ladies, I lived a very, very different life. I used to be extremely insecure. I used to be broke as hell. I used to live paycheck to paycheck. I used to be miserable. I used to be depressed. I used to be 100 pounds overweight. And to top it all off, I used to be an alcoholic. See, I had bought into the American dream bullshit that they sell all of us. I bought in back in high school. They told me to go to college and get a 4-year degree. They said that once I graduate, I'll be able to get a good job that's stable and makes decent money. I'll be able to travel a few times a year. I'll be able to buy a nice house. I'll be able to put extra money into my 401k. And so when I get too old to work, I'll be able to retire with dignity. That's what they said. So I listened and I went off to college. Got me a 4-year bachelor's degree. Cost me $40,000. Graduated at 23. 6 months later, got my dream job. Full-time with benefits. 401k plans, health insurance, the works. And they were going to be paying me $60,000 a year. That's more than I ever made my entire life at 23. I thought I was about to be rich. I didn't have any kids. What? I'm thinking about to be rich. I was so excited when they offered me the position. I moved out of my mom's house. I was sick of her rules. I wanted to be a grown woman and do grown woman things. So I went and got my own place. Okay. I didn't stop there. Listen, I had really bad spending habits back in the day. We listen, we don't judge, okay? But I did what most Americans do. I went out and got me a car payment. See, I already had a car and it was paid off. The title was in my hand. It got me from point A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. But it was old. No leather seats, no push to start, no touchscreen on the dash. See, I had to upgrade my new car. I had to upgrade my new life, right? Because I got a new job, so I got to make it match. So I went out and got me a brand new Dodge Charger, top of the line. All the bells and whistles. Cost me $450 a month, okay? And with expensive cars comes expensive car insurance and expensive gas. So by the time I paid all of my bills for the month, I was broke as hell. There were no trips. I couldn't afford it. There was no extra savings in 401k plans. I couldn't afford it. I couldn't even afford to get my nails done. That's how broke I was. I had another problem. I had to start paying back them damn student loans. See, at 23, I thought it was all fun and games. I didn't think the government was serious about getting their money back because everybody has student loans, right? The most I'm gonna pay is $50. The government is not playing with you. They want their money back for those student loans. See, they'll give you 6 months after you graduate to get on your feet. They won't call and they won't send letters. They want you to focus on getting a job. But best believe when that 6-month mark hits, they are sending letters to the house because they want to see your tax returns because they're going to tell you how much you can afford. And since they saw on paper I made $60,000 a year, I didn't have any kids, no dependents, they said I should be able to pay $400 a month. They didn't care about my rent. They didn't care about my car payment. The bill was $400 a month. I was like, what? For some student loans? Yes. That's the price. It's not a negotiation. I had 11 student loan accounts that they lumped under one monthly payment of $400 a month. Every month that I did not pay those student loans, I got 11 missed payments on my credit. In the course of 1 year, I racked up 121 missed payments. My credit dropped 520. So there goes my American dreams of home ownership. I'm not gonna get a mortgage loan until I fix that. So I'm broke as hell, and I have really, really bad credit. I have one last problem. I hated my job. Nowhere in the American Dream blueprint did they tell me that I was signing up to be miserable for 40 hours a week, and college did not prepare me for the war zone in corporate America. Now, I'm not gonna lie. When I was young, when I was in my early 20s, I grew up very sheltered and I was very naive, okay? And I just believed people for the things that they said. So if they told me something, I believed them. See, I went into my interview and my supervisor told me that everyone in the department just gets along. They're all one big happy work family. They all love each other and they all really care about each other. They're all genuine friends. So I went in thinking that. I learned that in corporate America, people are fake. Fake as hell. See, you gotta watch them because what they'll do is they'll trick you. So they'll smile in your face and they'll kiki and caca with you in the break room, but they don't like you. They'll spend time with you off the clock, so they're not even getting paid to be around you. They'll invite you to happy hours. They'll invite you to their house. They'll invite you to their weddings and their baby showers so you can meet their family, but they don't like you. They'll even spend their hard-earned money on you. So during the holidays, they'll do the Thanksgiving potlucks in the break room. They'll do the Secret Santas and we all come together and we buy each other a gift with your money. But they don't like you. I know, doesn't make sense, but that's what they do. And best believe, when you piss off the right person, everything that you ever said to them in confidence is now in your manager's email, and you are now on the most hated list at work. I walked right into that trap. I didn't know any better. I worked with all women, and I was the youngest one there. I had made work friends with a woman who was 31. I was 23. She told me I was the little sister she never had, and I could tell her anything. I believed her. Everything I said was in my manager's email. I was miserable. I must have put in hundreds, if not thousands of applications trying to get another full-time job. Nobody was calling me back. I couldn't even get an interview. So I'm really broke. I have really bad credit and I hate my job. For the first time in my life, at 23 years old, I felt trapped. If you have never experienced what it feels like to feel trapped, consider yourself blessed. You are blessed. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. But let me give you some context. See, trap feels like no matter what you do, your life's not gonna get no better. That's how trap feels. You can try to be optimistic and try to have a positive mindset all day, but it feels like nothing but negative ass shit from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed every single day. That's trapped. You could try to work some overtime or get a part-time job so you can catch up on some bills and finally have a little bit of a savings account so you can stop stressing. But just when you start to get a couple of $100 to your name, something always comes up and now your car won't start. Now you gotta dish out money for that. That's trapped. You could try to pray about it, but it feels like God's not listening because it feels like he's ignoring you because you're still waking up with the same problems you had yesterday. In other words, it feels like he's not fixing it. That's trapped. Your life literally begins to feel like a nightmare that you can't seem to wake up from. That's trapped. And I lived like that for 6 years. I used to pull up at that job and cry before I even clocked in to go to work. I would sit in my car and cry. I started to have anxiety. I grew up in a pretty healthy household. I never had anxiety problems. Now I got butterflies in my stomach that I can't seem to shake. I started bringing my job home with me. You know what that means? So these people are toxic and you have clocked out. You are now at home. You should be spending time with your family, but you can't stop thinking about all of the things that they did at work. And now you are telling your spouse about everything all night long. These people have consumed your mind. They have stolen your peace, and you can't escape them. I was so stressed about bills, I couldn't even sleep anymore. And to cope with all my misery and my depression and my anxiety and my stress, I started drinking. First, it was just a few drinks a week to calm my nerves, but it quickly spiraled out of control, and I became an alcoholic. And the only reason why I'm telling you any of this is because if any of my story resonates with you, you are already doing something hard. Crying every single day because of stress, because of anxiety. That's hard. Going to a job that destroys your spirit is hard. Robbing Patrice to pay Paula, making payment arrangement after payment arrangement after payment arrangement, that is hard. And see, the reason why I was so miserable back then, so depressed, was because I had nothing in my life to look forward to. My life literally felt like it was on repeat. Get up, go to work, be miserable, come home, cry, drink, sleep, repeat, week after week, month after month, and year after year. Who wouldn't be depressed? That is depressing. Anybody would be depressed. When nothing in your day is filled with anything that makes you happy, that is depressing. There's nothing wrong with you. That is depressing. But now, I get to wake up every single day doing what I love. I jump out of the bed because my whole day is filled with things that truly make me happy. And I want that for you. I need you to understand the comfort zone that you refuse to leave is that same zone that is killing you. Stress is a silent killer. But you would rather stay in the zone than take a half an inch out. The beauty of having an online business is you can monetize anything. I don't care how stupid someone told you your idea is. It's not stupid. I don't care how far-fetched you think your idea is. No, it's not. You see people on these internet streets monetizing the darndest things. How many times have you scrolled on your For You page and you are scratching your head like, how the hell are people watching this? How does this have all these views? How are they selling this stupid ass product? Because they let go of fear and they decide to take 1 inch out of their comfort zone and try something different. You won't do it. So you already see for yourself that the possibilities are endless. You see that for yourself. I don't have to convince you of that. And I do want to say one more thing before we move forward, because I need to make sure you hear me loud and clear. I hope you realize that if you work 8 hours or more, that you spend more time with people at work that you don't even like than you do your family who loves you. I literally worked 9 to 5, okay? So what should have only been a 20-minute drive into the city was over an hour because I'm in rush hour traffic. An hour to work, an hour back. That's 2 hours in the car. 8 hours at work plus a 1 hour lunch break. That's 11 hours. Gone. That's it. That is damn near half the day. By the time you get home, you are drained. You are exhausted. You feel defeated. You only have a few hours to spend with your spouse or your kids. And notice, they don't even get the best version of you. They don't get the happy version of you. They don't get the peaceful version of you. They don't get the positive version of you. No, they don't. They get the depressed version. They get the stressed version. They get the miserable version. You put everyone to bed just to repeat the cycle again the next day. Just to look forward to the weekend. But respectfully, what are you even looking forward to? Because Friday, you still worked. So they still got 8 hours out you. Saturday is the only day you get to do what you love. Sunday, not so much. No, because you got to what? Prepare for the work week. So you got to cook. You got to clean. You got to go to the grocery store. You got to do laundry. You have to mentally prepare yourself for the bullshit sitting on your desk for Monday. Ladies, that is not living. That's surviving. Life is meant to be lived, not survived. I don't know what your religious beliefs are, but I do know this. The God I serve, He loves me. He really loves me. And let me ask you, if He loves me so much, why would He put me on this earth to hate the life that He blessed me with? Why would He put me here to be crying and stressing about bills if He loves me so much? Why would He want me to believe that He didn't make anything special about me if He loves me so much? He didn't. He didn't. He made me for a very special reason. And He allowed me to find it. An online business allowed me to monetize it. He made you for a very special reason too. There is something very special about you too. Your life is worth more than bills. Your life is worth more than slaving away at a job to make someone else rich while you're counting pennies trying to make ends meet at home. Sometimes life has a tendency to life. And somewhere on our journey of life, we lose our light. it gets dim, and then it gets dark. Maybe it was toxic relationships, toxic family, toxic friends, toxic job. Something happened, and it stole your light. And now here you are today thinking that you're not capable of doing any of this. But I'm here to tell you that you are. If you even thought the thought, that's because you can. All of these ideas that we get come from God. Why would God give you an idea if you couldn't do it? Why would he plant a seed in an environment that couldn't harvest it? He wouldn't. If you even thought about being a content creator, that's because you can. If you even thought about building a business, that's because you can. Otherwise, it wouldn't even cross your mind. But in order to actually get it done, you are going to have to let go of fear, because that fear is stealing your dream life from you. And that comfort zone that you refuse to leave is killing you. It is killing you. Stress is a silent killer. Don't you ever forget it. Leave the comfort zone. Just take a half an inch out and just try something different today. Okay? All right. I don't want to hear it. We're not going to let fear steal our dream life from us, because you already know what vacation you want to take this summer. We ain't got time, okay? Sales tip number 2. For those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. We are building our online business. But most importantly, we are building ourselves, our consistency, our confidence, our discipline, our accountability, our follow through, our self-prioritization, all of the things that are holding you back. We're building it all up, because we got to stop getting in our own way, okay? Sales tip number 2, write this down. People only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. People only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. So if they don't like you, not gonna buy. If they don't know you, not gonna buy. And if they do not trust you, they're not buying. So how do we get people to like us? Okay. In your content, for those of y'all who are just tuning in, we said content is anything that you post. So stories, pictures, reels, long form YouTube videos, going live, all that stuff is content. In your content, I need you to be relatable and I need you to be authentic. In other words, I need you to be yourself, okay? People watch people that they can relate to, that they can resonate with. That's how people connect, through emotions. But it's hard to relate and connect to someone who's trying to be perfect, because they're not perfect. And you're not perfect either, but you're trying to be perfect, but now all you're doing is just being inauthentic. So there's a disconnect. It's not working. I need you to be yourself. Be relatable and be authentic, because the community that we build, the viewers that we get, the subscribers, the followers, all of these people are going to be the people who buy our products from us. But we cannot build a community if we are not relatable and if we are not authentic. Okay? And don't let fear take over and say, well, what if no one likes me? That's impossible. Ladies, there's 8 billion people in this world. Somebody's bound to like you. Okay? And I used to be fearful of that too. When you post your content, you guys understand it goes everywhere. People all over the world are going to be able to view your content. And this is not to scare you. This is just so you can realize how silly you sound when you say things like people won't like you. There are people all over the world who need your help. You have a solution to their problem, but you're depriving them of that solution because you won't let go of fear and stop getting in your head and post the content. What if I let fear take over this morning? Then you guys wouldn't have been able to watch this live and I wouldn't have been able to help you. I have women inside of Globe Academy from all over the world. Canada, the UK, Australia, Jamaica, Germany. I'm in the US. I've been to none of those countries. But I was able to help so many women build their online business. I was able to help so many women build their confidence, their consistency, and their discipline and belief in self, so they actually got it done. But if I let fear take over, I wouldn't have been able to help any of them. So please stop depriving your audience of the solutions that they need. Stop overthinking and just post the damn video, please. And yes, you can be faceless too, okay? So we said people only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. All right, cool. Well, how do we get people to know us? All right. I need you to go live. And yes, you can go live and be faceless. People do it all day, every day. Going live is the best way to build your community. Now, is it the only way? No, but it's the best way. Why? Because it allows people to get a sense of your energy and your vibes. It allows people to connect and interact with you. And it allows you to promote your products. Now, some of y'all hard-headed. And you're like, well, I don't want to go live, Jazz. I'm just say, fine. I told you earlier, I am not the coach that's going to try to convince you to do anything you don't want to do. If you don't want to go live, then don't. But I will remind you, you also said you didn't want to go to work. It amazes me how you're willing to bust your ass at your job to build someone else's business and make them rich, but you're not even willing to do it for yourself. Lack of confidence. This is what we're talking about. Because that doesn't even make sense. You see people, especially on TikTok, all day and all night selling. I don't have to convince you. You see it. So I don't give a damn what time of the day you go live. What time of the night? It doesn't matter. The internet does not sleep. Just go live. And I promise you, if you go live consistently, you will make more on live than you ever made at that job. So why you don't want to go live? I don't know. Now, some of y'all are like, well, I would go live, Jazz. I'm not against it. I'm just a little live shy. Okay. For my ladies on here who are live shy, listen to me very closely. The only reason why you're live shy or camera shy or struggle with any type of shyness, gym shyness, I don't care what it is, it's only because you just don't have experience doing it. That's it. It's not because you suck at life. It's not because this isn't meant for you. It's just because you don't have enough experience. We have been on this live for 112 minutes. And if you are still here, that lets me know that you trust me, because otherwise you would have left. Human beings don't stay where they don't trust. So I need you to trust this. If you go live consistently, I promise you, you will get to a point where you are no longer live shy. Anything that you do over and over and over again, you get better at. I don't have to convince you. Look at your life. You didn't always know how to walk. You walk just fine now, right? Why? Because you had to consistently do it. You didn't always know how to read and write, but you do that just fine. How? Because you had to consistently do it. You didn't always know how to drive, but you do that just fine now. How? Because you consistently do it. So I wonder what would happen if you just consistently went live. Good morning, Amy. Go live. Now we said people only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. Okay, great. Well, how do we get people to know us? Oh, excuse me, trust us. How do we get people to trust us? All right. There is a reason why I am telling you to post consistently. And no, it's not for your health. The reason why I'm telling you to post consistently is because the more people see you, the more they begin to trust you. Consistency builds trust. I don't know if you know this or not, if you're living under a rock somewhere, but people work hard for their money. You work hard. I work hard. We are all out here working hard. And if you want someone to trust you with their hard-earned money, you're going to have to be trustworthy, which means you have to be consistent. Now, I want to do an exercise with you guys. For those of you guys who do not have a product yet, just sit this out, take the notes. For those of you guys who do have a product, but you're struggling to make the sales that you want, this is for you. Now, first we gotta do is remove the ego and the pride. Some of y'all can't do that because you already think you know everything and there's nothing that you can improve on. And I'm not gonna convince you otherwise. Keep thinking that, but I'm not talking to you. Now, for those of you guys who can remove the ego and the pride and you recognize that there's room for growth and improvement, I'm talking to you. We're gonna go to our profiles and we're gonna ask ourselves some questions, but we have to be honest. Write this down. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. Don't you ever forget that. Now ask yourself this. Is it clear as day who you are, what you do, and how you can help people? I also want you to ask yourself this, please be honest. If you were not you, would you buy from you? If you were not you, would you buy from you? If the answer to any of those questions is no, then you should no longer be confused as to why people are not buying from you yet. There should be no more confusion. But the reason why I say yet is because you have the power to fix it. So fix it. Make it clear as day who you are, what you do, and how you can help people so that when people go to your profile, they know what they can expect from you. Fix it. That is the beauty of life. That is the beauty of business. That's the beauty of everything that we've talked about so far this morning. Ladies, anything, and I mean anything, that is not giving you the results that you want, you have the power to fix it. But unfortunately, you make the choice not to. See, I already recognize that I am not the coach and I am not the mentor for everybody. Because believe it or not, most people don't really want help. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. Actions speak louder than words. Most people just want to complain and vent about their problems to anyone that's willing to listen. But only a small percentage of people are actually willing to fix their problems. I'm going to tell you the truth. Because when I tell you the truth, now you have become aware of the problem. And now you can make the choice as to whether or not you want to fix it. And not everybody's ready for that. So if you have no interest in fixing your life, then just leave now because it's about to get real on this live. Every day, ladies, we have a choice. You can either choose to keep doing what you've been doing and staying in that comfort zone, or you have a choice to take a half an inch out and try something different. But unfortunately, you make the choice to stay right where you are. Anything that's not giving you the results that you want, you have the power to fix it. But you make the choice not to. Because believe it or not, most of us live in a trapped mindset. And we have convinced ourselves that how things are today is how it's always going to be. And that there is absolutely nothing that you can do to fix it. See, if you are camera shy or live shy, you could just fix that problem. I already told you how. Go live consistently. Get in front of the camera consistently. And eventually, you will not be live shy or camera shy for long. But even though I gave you that information for you to fix, unfortunately, a lot of you guys are going to choose not to. If you're struggling with confidence or lack thereof, maybe you are afraid of people judging you if you post your content. Maybe you care what people think about you. Fix it. I already told you how. In order to build your confidence, you have to keep the promises that you make to yourself. If you told yourself that you were going to create content, then create it. If you told yourself that you were going to start a business, then start it. If you told yourself you were going to lose weight, then lose it. But unfortunately, a lot of people make the choice not to. You don't keep any of the promises that you make to yourself. Every single time it's time for you to show up for you, you bail out. That's a choice. You are not trapped. You always have a choice. But a lot of times, the choice that we choose is the one that keeps us in our comfort zone. Even though that zone is killing us and making us miserable and depressed and anxious, frustrated and resentful and broke, most of us will still choose that comfort zone, then take a half an inch out and try something different. See, I used to have a trap mindset too. I sure did. I used to really believe I was trapped at that 9 to 5 that I hated so much, and I convinced myself there was nothing I could do about it. I was never trapped at that 9 to 5. I had options, but those options would have required me to take a half an inch out of my comfort zone. Even though that comfort zone was draining me, it was making me miserable and depressed and anxious as hell. I still chose year after year after year to stay in that miserable ass comfort zone than do something a little bit different. See, I could have quit my job and just moved back home. I had that option, but then that would require me to move back home. No. Me and my mom get along, but why would I want to be in her house? No. So I chose to stay where I couldn't afford, to stay in that comfort zone. I could have quit that job and just got a couple of part-time jobs. I could have. But then I might have to work at Walmart. What if I can't work days? No, I need my days. No, I have to be off by 5 because society says. What if I have to work holidays again? No, I need my Columbus Day. What if I have to work weekends? No, I need my weekends. No. Yeah, I would have had to work more than 40 hours to make it work, but I could have. People do it every day. I made the choice to stay in my comfort zone. That zone that was keeping me miserable and depressed, I chose to stay there, then take a half inch out. I was never trapped at that job. I was never trapped. I believed I was, but I was never trapped at that job. So I chose to complain. I chose to vent. I chose to throw pity parties for myself. I chose to make excuses and procrastinate. I chose to do all the things except the one thing that would have changed my life, which was leave. I was never trapped. A lot of you guys believe that you don't have the ability to fix your problems yet because you just believe that if you get more information, then you'll be able to fix it later. So you have convinced yourself that if you just watch more TikTok lives and more YouTube videos, if you just watch more reels, then you'll get more information and then you'll know how to fix it. But what if I told you you are not lacking information? You have more information than you know what to do with. You're on information overload because you have watched all of the TikTok coaches. You bought all the courses. You have watched all of the YouTube videos. You have archived post after post. You're not lacking information. What you are lacking is implementation, meaning you don't execute shit. Which is why I made the keyword of this live execution, because you're not doing that. You are the woman who will waste 6 months of her life making excuses and just not getting it done. You are the woman who will talk about what she's going to do, but you never just do it. You are the woman who continuously talks about what she can't do, what she's not good at, and what's never going to work for her. That is you. You are the woman who would rather complain and vent and throw pity parties than just do it. You never execute, which is why things aren't getting done. Because if you decide to execute, it would actually get done. But in order to execute, you recognize that would require you to take a half an inch out of the comfort zone. That would require you to stop watching so much damn TV. That would require you to stop being on social media for hours. That would require you to tell people no. That would require you to put yourself first for once. No. You don't want to do that. So you would rather stay in your comfort zone that is causing you stress, that is making you anxious and depressed, that is keeping you paycheck to paycheck, than to just take a half an inch out and try something different today. And my question for you is, how much longer do you want to keep doing that? How much longer you want to go? Because I don't have to convince you of this. Just ask yourself, is it working? Is what you're doing working? Are you 1000% happy with your life and the direction it's going in? Just ask yourself. And that'll tell you everything you need to know. Because if the answer is no, that means that you are going to have to change. Because there are things about you that is holding you back. It is your limiting beliefs. It is the fear that you refuse to let go of. It's the excuses that you refuse to let go of. It is the procrastination. It is the toxic people that you keep bringing into your life. It is all of those things that's holding you back. It is your lack of standards for yourself. It is your lack of confidence. It is your lack of follow through. It is your lack of sticking with something even when you don't feel like it. And until you change those things, you won't have a business that makes money. You can have LLC. Some of y'all already do. But the question is it making money yet? You are going to have to change. It is you that is holding you back. One thing I've noticed is we have become very entitled. And some of us have been living in entitlement for so long that you don't even recognize how entitled you really are. And you have convinced yourself that you are entitled to all of the time in the world because you said so. You have infinite life. So that means you have all the time in the world to waste. That's what you really believe. But I'm confused because last time I checked, tomorrow was not guaranteed. I don't know. That's what I thought. So how do you even know that you'll be here in 6 months? Who told you that? How do you even know that you'll be here in 5 years? Who told you that? But instead of you taking a half an inch out of your comfort zone and living every day, doing things that make you happy, that bring you peace, that pay you a good amount of money so you can do things for yourself and your family, you would rather stay in that comfort zone that is draining you and depressing you and breaking you and killing you. You don't have as much time as you think you do. And I don't have to convince you of this. You can see this for yourself. Let me ask you, how many times a day do you look at the clock and say to yourself, wow, I cannot believe it is 8:15 a.m. Wow. I cannot believe it is halfway through February 2026 already. Wow. I cannot believe I am 35 years old, or insert your age there. If you're anything like me, you do that all day. So you already see for yourself how quickly time is moving. And even though you see for yourself how quickly time is moving, you still make the choice to waste the precious, valuable time that you have, that you are blessed with. Time is our most valuable asset. Some of y'all think it's money. No. You can lose $1,000 today. You can always make 1,000 more. But you will never get back your time. And whatever time you wasted, it's gone forever. You'll never get it back. You will never be this age again. However old you are right now, in this moment, on this second, you'll never be that again. You are getting older, not younger. Which means you are getting closer to out of time. You're gonna have to change. You're gonna have to change. Because the version of you who's showing up confidently, who loves herself, who knows how to prioritize herself, who follows through with the things that she tells herself she's gonna do, who's running her business and not caring what people think, who only prioritizes people who truly value her, that version of you, she's already within you. But she is buried under the fear. She is buried under the limiting beliefs, and she is buried under your not wanting to change. And until you change, you will never become that version of yourself. One of the toughest reality pills that I had to swallow in my own life. This is tough. Brace yourself. Your life and the direction it's going, whether it's going great or not so great, is a direct reflection of the choices that you make. So for those of you guys struggling financially, your finances are a direct reflection of the choices that you make. Now, some of y'all's ego is going to try to protect you from the truth, and you're going to say, no, it's not my fault. Jazz, times are really hard. I truly don't make enough. It's not my fault. Your finances and the direction they're going in, whether they're going great or not so great, is a direct reflection of the choices that you make. I don't have to convince you. Let me ask you. Times have been hard. True or false? Rent prices, food prices, gas prices have been on the rise for years. True or false? This didn't happen last night. But every day, you make the choice to do nothing about it. You could have launched your ebook 6 months ago. You would be making sales today. You could have started that YouTube channel 4 months ago. It could be monetized today. You could have started that TikTok account last month. you would be building your community today. And what did we say? Our viewers, our subscribers, our followers, our community, those are the people who buy our products. But every day, you make the decision, you make the choice not to. You choose to complain, you choose to vent, you choose to throw pity parties for yourself, you choose to tell yourself what's not going to work and what you're not good at. You choose to do all of the things except the one thing will be able to change your life, which is start. But the reason you won't start is because you would rather stay in that comfort zone that is draining you, that is financially stressing you, that is depleting you. Then take a half an inch out and do something different today. And look, I'm not perfect, okay? The version of me that y'all see today is a direct reflection of all of the changes that I made in my own life, okay? Listen, I am nothing like who I used to be. Complete 180. I used to be 100 pounds overweight, lost 100 pounds. For years, I had yo-yo dieted, for years. So I would lose 20, gain 30. Back and forth for years, just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. My weight was a direct reflection of the choices that I made. How did I lose it this time? I decided to change. I decided to realize that it's a lifestyle change. It's not a quick fad. I'm not gonna get the results in 2 days. But when I decided to change my mindset around food and the lifestyle I was living, I lost it all. And I have kept it off for 3 years. I had to change. I had to stop making excuses. I had to change. I used to make a lot of excuses. Nothing was ever my fault. No, it was never Jasmine's fault. It was always somebody else or something else, but it was never me. I was never the problem. I used to procrastinate. My motto was, why do today what I can put off till tomorrow? In other words, I'll just start later. Later never showed up. I used to be my biggest bully to myself. I know a lot of y'all can relate to this. The things I used to say to myself was absolutely horrible. I used to call myself stupid on an hourly basis. Let me ask you, how the hell was I gonna run a successful business when I keep calling myself stupid? I couldn't. That was holding me back. I had to change. Never forget this. Your internal world always reflects your external. So if you got chaos going on in this pretty head of yours, ladies, I know for a fact, I don't even have to know you, and I know you got chaos going on in real life. If you disrespect yourself, I know for a fact you have people in your life who disrespect the hell out you, and you let them because that's how you treat yourself. Your internal world is always a reflection of your external. So fix this. I had to change. One of the biggest distractions that I struggled with in my own journey was alcohol abuse. And I told you I started that toxic ass habit when I had that toxic job. And you would have thought that when I quit the job, the toxic habit would have went away. No. Ladies, your problems don't just go away. Nope. If you don't fix them, they just get worse. See, at least when I was working, I couldn't be drunk for 8 hours because I had to work, right? Well, I quit my job during COVID. Everything is shut down. I have nothing but time to drink. I quit my job on a whim. I had been there for 6 years. I was fed up. I was turning 30 in a few months, and I was like, you know what? Fuck all of y'all. I'm out of here. I put in my 2-week notice, and that was it. I didn't have much money saved up either. Okay, I had just bought a house 6 months prior. So I hadn't even been in the house for a whole year yet. But I was fed up. And I also believe God told me, Jazz, quit now. So I quit when he told me, which was during COVID. And my plan was I was going to live off of my stimulus for a few months until my business started rocking and rolling. Now, granted, I don't have any kids, so I didn't have much stimulus in the first place. I had about $2,000 to my name. That wasn't going to get me far because the mortgage was $1,900. But I didn't care. I was just wanting it to work. So now I'm at home doing all the things that you do, watching the TikTok lives, archiving YouTube videos, just trying to make it all make sense. Digital products, content, monetizations, platforms, and algorithms. I'm watching all the videos, but it's not working. Nobody's watching my stuff and nobody's buying my stuff. See, I told you, the worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. I convinced myself that I was being productive and I was doing everything that I can do. And I just need to watch more stuff and get more information, when in fact, I wasn't. I was not posting consistently. I was not going live. I wasn't doing any of the things. But I had ego, and it's not my fault. No. Why would it be Jasmine's fault? It's YouTube's fault. YouTube won't push my videos. It's Instagram's fault. Instagram won't push my videos. When in reality, I wasn't posting. I wasn't posting. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. Don't you ever forget that. But I'm getting pissed off and I'm stressed because I'm running out of money. And I'm getting mad at God because I'm like, God, you told me to quit. What am I going to do? I already made a payment arrangement with my lights. My bill was $700. And they said if I don't pay the full amount on this day, they're cutting them off. There's no more arrangements to be made. I was months behind. I already missed one mortgage payment. If I miss another, they're going to start foreclosing on a house I haven't even been in yet for a whole year. I'm stressed and I'm pissed. I didn't want to admit that it's my fault. I didn't want to say the reason I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do is because I'm always drunk. I didn't want to admit that I was an alcoholic. Who wants to say that out loud? The embarrassment, the shame, the guilt. No, absolutely not. My ego couldn't handle it. So I just chose to lie to myself some more. I convinced myself that as long as I don't drink before 11 a.m., I'm not an alcoholic. Because see, in my mind, alcoholics, they start their day with alcohol. So if I wait till after 11, even though I drink all day, every day, I'm not an alcoholic. So there's nothing to talk about because I don't have a problem. What? I can't make this up. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. But you get to a point where you can't keep running from you. And eventually, you're gonna hit a brick wall. And God is gonna force you to listen. Now, I believe God is within you. So I have God within me. You have God within you. Those ideas that we get, those business ideas, those content ideas, that's God talking to you. Those self-improvement ideas, that's God telling you, hey, lose some weight. Hey, go get active. That's God talking to you. That gut feeling, that intuition that you get, that's God talking to you. But notice, a lot of times, we don't really want to hear God. We say we do. It sounds good on paper. It sounds good in conversation. But your actions speak louder than words. If that's not true, let me ask you, how many ideas did you have last year that God gave you that you didn't even try? We never want to listen to God. If that's not true, let me ask you, how many times did you go against your gut feeling? Just to find out later you were right. That was God talking to you. But we spend so much time trying to ignore God through our distractions. But eventually, He's going to make you listen. And I'll never forget. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. What do I do? He said, Jazz, what are you doing? You have been begging me for a business for years. Which is right. I was. He said, the opportunity is right in front of you and you're wasting it. So what are you going to do? You're going to keep doing what you've been doing, which is a whole bunch of nothing, or are you going to change? Are you going to fix it? I decided to fix it. I decided to change. I decided to stop drinking. Haven't had a drink in almost 5 years. I will never touch alcohol again. I am done. And since I decided to change, my whole life began to change. I started posting consistently. I started getting views. I started building my community. Started making sales. All because I decided to change. For the first time in my life, I started to feel good about myself. I started to say nice things to myself like, Jazz, you're amazing. Jazz, you can do this. I'm proud of you. That's how I'm talking to myself. Never used to talk to myself like that before. All because I decided to change. I started to have confidence in myself. I started to truly love myself, and my actions matched it. See, a lot of times what we don't realize, and what I didn't realize back then, was this. In order to get something, you're gonna have to give up something. Can't have both. In order to get something, you're gonna have to give up something. In order for me to get the business that I had been begging for years, I had to give up excuses. I had to give up procrastination. I had to give up negative self-talk. I had to give up fear. I had to give up distractions. I had to give up alcohol. But when I gave all those things up, God opened the floodgates of heaven for me. He gave me everything I asked for and more. See, I had just asked God to help me make $60K a year to replace the job I had. And I even started negotiating with that. I said, Lord, if you can help me make $45K, I'll take it. I'll cut the cable off. Just help me get out of this job, please. He gave me 6 figures. I asked God for 1K Instagram followers. I thought that'd be pretty cool because I don't even know 10 people. I said, 1K Instagram followers? Shit, hell yeah. He gave me 100,000 Instagram followers. I asked God for 5K YouTube subscribers. I don't know. He gave me 30,000 YouTube subscribers. I asked God for a little bit of confidence so I could stop crying all the time and feeling sorry for myself. He gave me a lot of confidence. I stick to all of the promises that I make. I can't even remember the last time I cried. all because I decided to change. See, who I was back then didn't align with this version. This version of me, she shows up confidently. She doesn't care what people think. She sticks to the promises that she makes to herself. She loves herself. She prioritizes herself, not feel guilty about it. This version was buried under all of the fear, all the limiting of the beliefs, all of the excuses and the procrastinating and all the negative self-talk that I had. But when I changed, my whole life changed too. See, God is ready to bless us. The problem is we delay our blessings. We do it to ourselves. He designed you for the blessings. He's ready to give you the world on a silver platter. But the problem is he also gives us free will. So that means you can do whatever the hell you want to do. Knock yourself out. He will not stop you. If you want to waste 5 years, he'll let you. If you want to waste 10, he'll let you do that. Some people never get all their blessings because they refuse to change. They refuse to become obedient. They refuse to listen. But once you change, he gives it all to you. And maybe you're right. Maybe change is hard. Okay. But the life that you're currently living is hard. Crying every day because you are upset with the direction life is going for you right now is hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. Knowing deep down inside that you deserve wealth and happiness, but you're not living it, that's hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. Stressing out about bills, payment arrangements, robbing Patrice to pay Paula, the cycle, week after week. That is hard. That is hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. I've lived both hards, but I will always choose this one because at least this hard comes with peace. This hard comes with freedom. This hard comes with purpose. This hard comes with confidence. This hard comes with income. Ladies, there's no limitation on you. The only limitation is the one that you put on yourself. If you even had the idea, if it even crossed your mind, that's because you can. If you even thought about starting a business, that's because you can. If you even thought about creating content, that's because you can. God would not give you an idea if you couldn't do it. He wouldn't even let it cross your mind. But it did, because you can. But in order for it to actually happen, you are gonna have to change. Because that comfort zone that you live in every single day is stealing your dream life from you. That comfort zone is causing you misery. It is keeping you broke. It is making you upset and depressed. It is fueling you with resentment. You already know what kind of life you want. You know how much money you want in savings. You know what kind of trips you want to take with your family. You know what you want your day-to-day to look like. You already know this. You know what side of town you want to live on. But in order to live that life, you have to change. Because there's things going on in this pretty head of yours that is holding you back. We got to change. For those of you guys who want to change, then I want to help you. But I can only help people who want it. I'm not here to force change upon anyone who's good. If you are 1000% happy with your life and the direction it's going in and there's no room for improvement, then fine, keep doing what you're doing. If it's not broke, don't fix it. If you like it, I love it. But if you're not 1000% happy and there are things you need to change, then I want to help you. See, inside Glow Up Academy, I'm going to teach you how to run your online business from scratch. I don't care what your starting point is. It doesn't matter. We'll build it together. Maybe you want to monetize your platforms, your YouTube, your Instagram, your Threads, so you get paid for views like how I do, how my students do, how thousands of creators do. Fine, I'll teach you all inside Glow Up Academy. Maybe you want to sell an ebook or e-course. Maybe you want to build your own private community. Fine, I'll teach you. It's all inside Glow Up Academy. Maybe you want to sell on TikTok like how my students do, how I do, how thousands of creators do. Fine, I'll teach you. It's in there. Every single thing that you need for your online business is inside of Glow Up Academy. But not only are we going to build your online business together inside Glow Up Academy, you and I are going to build you. Inside of Glow Up Academy, you and I are going to build your confidence. Inside of Glow Up Academy, you and I are going to build your discipline. Inside Glow Up Academy, you and I are going to build your consistency. Inside Glow Up Academy, you and I are going to build your accountability. You're not going to keep getting in your own way. We're going to figure out a schedule that's best for you and your life and your responsibilities together. And together, you and I are going to stick with it. Glow Up Academy is the space where not only do we build our business, but we also build us. So that not only do you start something, you finally become the woman who follows through. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. You know that comfort zone is draining you. I don't have to convince you of that. Let's take a half an inch out today and do something different together. Now, before I let you guys join Glow Up Academy, a couple of things. Number one, believe it or not everybody is starting in the same place. So I only let 10 people join at a time. Some people have a product but no audience. Some people have an audience but no product. Some people have a million ideas. They're listening to all the ideas God gave, but you're spreading yourself too thin. We got to focus on one. So together, you and I will figure out which one is your favorite, and then we will grow that together. And then once that one is growing, then we'll reach back into the pile and pull another, okay? Remember, money flows where energy goes. So we're gonna give all of our energy to one thing so we finally get the results of that one thing first, okay? Some of you guys have no clue as to what kind of business you wanna build, and that's fine, we'll build it together. We'll figure it out together. And some of you guys don't necessarily wanna start a business yet. There are other things that you wanna accomplish. Maybe you wanna work on your self-care. Maybe you wanna lose weight. Whatever it is, we can figure it out together and get it done. But I have just noticed for myself, no matter where you're at in your journey, I can help you. But having more than 10 people join at one time overwhelms me, okay? So I cap it at 10. Once 10 people join, I take the link down, and you cannot join until I'm ready to accept more people, okay? Something else. So I'm gonna set us a timer for 10 minutes, and you guys will have 10 minutes to join. I told you guys earlier, I only wanna help people who want it. I'm not here to force change upon anyone. I'm not here to convince you of anything. I only want to help people who want it. Women who know that they want to change, they move. So stop overthinking. You already know that overthinking you do gets you nowhere. It just stagnates the operation. So when the timer starts, just move. Time is of the essence. You are getting older, not younger. Okay? Because once the timer goes off, we're done. One last thing before you guys join. Glow Up Academy is lifetime access. So once you're in forever. You will always have access to the information that's already in there and what I update every single month. You will always have access to our live coaching calls. You will always have access to our Sunday resets, everything. Oh, and you will also always have access to my inbox to ask me any questions, feedback, whatever you need, okay? Because Glow Up Academy is lifetime access, I typically charge $5.97 for it, and women buy. 3 people bought this morning before I even got live at $5.97. However, because you guys were here, you were present, you took notes, you asked questions, and you promised me you were gonna execute, I'm gonna take the price down. Lifetime access price is gonna go down, okay? I'm gonna leave it down for 10 minutes. That's it. You can use Afterpay and you can use Klarna to break it up. But once that timer goes off, we are done. So stop overthinking, stop wasting time. I don't have to convince you. You know you struggle with consistency. You know you struggle with discipline. You know you struggle with confidence. And you know deep down inside that you're holding yourself back. So don't overthink it. Just move, okay? I'm gonna show you guys how to join and then I will set the timer, okay? YouTube, y'all's instructions are a little bit different, so hang tight for a few seconds. TikTok, in order for you guys to lock in, you guys are gonna click on my profile picture up at the top twice, and you're gonna come to my profile. Now, TikTok number 1, where it says turn your phone to an ATM, y'all are on my main account. This is my backup, so the profile doesn't look like this, but excuse me, the link is still the same, okay? So you're gonna click on the link in my right here. Oopsies. And you're gonna click this, and then here we go. Become the woman who actually follows through, okay? It is marked down from $5.97 to $2.49, and it will stay marked down for 10 minutes. Scroll down, feel free to read my reviews, I do not mind. Click right here where it says add my That Girl ebook. Enter in your name, quadruple check your email address. Like I said, you can use Afterpay or Klarna and break the payment up. And then click on this blue button that says Start My Glow Up. You guys, within 30 seconds, you should be receiving your very first email from Stan. Do not leave off of my live until you have confirmed to me that you received your email. Sometimes the autocorrect gets you with the email address, and so it messes up some letters, and then you don't get it, all right? So if that happens, we're gonna fix it right here on live. That's why I need you to come back and tell me you received that email. The second email you guys are gonna be getting comes from me, Jasmine Spencer, okay? Once you receive that email, you'll see a yellow button that says join now. You'll click it, and I want you to confirm to me that you're in it. You see everything. It's wide open, okay? That's what I need you to let me know. Do not leave until you confirm those 2 things, all right? I'm gonna show you guys again. You're gonna click on my profile picture up at the top twice, come to my bio, click right here, and then here we go. Become the woman who actually follows through. It is marked down $2.49. Scroll all the way down, read my reviews, enter your name, quadruple check your email address, and then like I said, you can use Afterpay or Klarna, and then click on the Start My Glow Up. YouTube, in order for you guys to lock in, let me pull up my YouTube channel real quick. Okay. You guys are gonna come to my channel, and you're gonna come to my bio, and then here we go. You're gonna click on this button right here. And here we go. Become the woman who actually follows through. Same thing. It's marked down to $2.49. All right. Scroll down, enter your name and email address, Afterpay or Klarna, Start My Glow Up. All right. I'm going to go ahead and set the timer. Please do not leave off of my live until you have confirmed to me that you received everything. If there was a spelling mistake, no worries, we will fix it right now. So that's why I need to know that you guys got everything, okay? Now, once you are inside, let me show you guys how you're going to access the inbox. Once I get off of live, I hop right inside, so you guys will be receiving a message from me within the next 10 minutes once I get off this live. There is an inbox icon right here, okay? Please make sure you respond to my message. I'm going to be sending you a message because I want to know more about you. What are you struggling with? What have you tried? What are your ideas? Whatever it is, I need you to respond to my message so that we can start fixing it together. I can't fix what I don't know. Sometimes you guys join because you're trying to get in, but then you have to go back to work or whatever. That's fine. Before you go to bed tonight, I need you to promise me that you're going to respond to my message, okay? Time is of the essence. We're getting older, not younger. So please respond so we can start executing this together. Whatever it is you're struggling with, I need you to share with me so we can get to the bottom of it and so we can fix it, okay? So please make sure you respond to my message. All right. I'm going to start sending out those second emails now. And okay, thank you for telling. I was just about to ask you if you got it. Perfect. All right. Amy, can you check your email for me? For Jasmine Spencer. And Crystal, can you check your email for me? Amy and Crystal, I'm waiting for 2 ladies to check their emails for me. Please confirm that you received your email from me, Jasmine Spencer, okay? That's what I need. We have a few minutes left. Let's do some affirmation. I have a positive impact on the world. Good morning. I have a positive impact on the world. This is what I'm saying. Ladies, anything, any idea that you have, you can monetize. Any idea you can monetize, okay? But please understand, you're holding yourself back. You are holding yourself back. Stop talking about your idea is stupid. It is not stupid. You would be surprised at how many people you're able to help just because you decide to post your content. There are so many people in this world who are going through the same things that you struggled with. And you could help them. But you're depriving them of that opportunity because you're overthinking the content. You're telling yourself it's not good enough. You're telling yourself people are gonna laugh at you. You're telling yourself you're gonna fail. Stop doing that, okay? You have a positive impact on the world. Thank you. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So just let me know you got in and that you see everything inside. Okay. I know that I have the power to make my dreams come true. I know that I have the power to make my dreams come true. And if you don't know that, that's because you're lacking confidence in yourself. But the reason why you're lacking confidence in yourself is because you never keep the promises that you make to yourself. Actions speak louder than words. You say you want a business, but what do your actions show? Because it's giving you don't. You say that you love yourself, but what do your actions show? Because it's giving that you don't. Because someone who truly loves themselves, they're going to put themselves first. They're going to understand that they matter too. Their happiness is important too. These are the things that we have to fix. And this is what I mean, because if you don't put yourself first at all, if you never set aside time for yourself at all, how are you going to finish the ebook? How are you going to record the video? How are you going to go live? You're not. You're not. And it's not that you can't put yourself first. You have the time to. You just choose to distract. You just choose to run away from your problems instead of fixing them. You choose to scroll on social media. You choose to gossip on the phone. You choose to watch Netflix and Hulu. You choose the escaping. You choose the escaping. But let me ask you, how is that going? It's going good? Oh, very good. Cool. No complaints? Very nice. It's okay to leave my comfort zone. It is okay to leave my comfort zone. Thank you. Okay, cool. So you guys both have access. Y'all can see everything inside. Very good. We have 5 more minutes left and we're closing it out. It's okay to leave my comfort zone. That comfort zone is draining you. I celebrate both my small and big achievements. I celebrate both of my small and my big achievements. Yes, I'll show you. I want you guys to start telling yourself what you're proud of yourself for. And celebrating doesn't have to mean let me go get fast food and take 10 shots. Celebrating yourself could mean telling yourself good job. Giving yourself a clap, like, hell yeah, I did that. Jump up and down. Okay? Hold on. TikTok, you're gonna click on my profile picture up at the top twice, come to my profile. Don't forget to turn your phone into an ACM. Y'all are on my main account. This is my backup, so it does not look the same, but the link is still the same, okay? And you're gonna click on that top link right here. And then here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through. Scroll down, it's already marked down to $2.49. You can use Afterpay or Klarna. Feel free to read my reviews, enter your name and email address, and then quadruple check your email address. Use Afterpay or Klarna so you can break that up, and then click Start My Glow Up, okay? And then YouTube. You guys are gonna leave my live and come to my channel, and then click on the blue link right there in the bio, and then here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through, okay? And like I said, it's marked down $2.49. Scroll down, enter your name and email address, use Afterpay or Klarna, and then Start My Glow Up, okay? We have a few minutes left. Okay, perfect, perfect, thank you. Hold on, let me check with you real quick. Yes, I see you. Hold on, I'm sending it now. You guys, if you did not get that very first email from Stan within the first 30 seconds, it's really 10 seconds, but 30 seconds tops. If you did not receive it, that's because it did not go through. This is why I'm telling, or excuse me, not that it did not go through. There was a misspelling with the email address. So this is why I'm asking you guys, please tell me that you received it so that I know that your email was spelled correctly, okay? Okay, check for me and make sure you got the email from Jasmine Spencer. And then when you do, click on the yellow button inside that says join now and just confirm that you're in and that you see everything you're supposed to see. We have a few more minutes left and then we're closing it out. You guys make sure you follow me if you don't lose, so that you don't lose me to do steal my videos and make fake accounts. And for my ladies on here who are on the fence, let me say this. People forget. The reason why you're here is because I was able to speak to you. I was able to connect with you. Otherwise, you would have left because there's thousands of creators on live right now. But you chose to stay here. But once I end this live, my voice will start to fade. And everything that we talked about, everything that you connected with will become very faint. And you will end this live and go back to doing what you've been doing, is hopping to another live to waste more time. Join Glow Up Academy and get the support that you know you need. Okay? Okay. Let's do one more and then we're gonna close it out. Perfect. Progress, not perfection, is my focus. Progress, not perfection, is my focus. We talked about this. You're not perfect. It's never gonna be perfect no matter how many times you try to make it perfect. It still ain't perfect. So stop. One of the biggest things I do is make sure that my students don't feel overwhelmed, because when you start to feel overwhelmed, you just freeze and you don't do nothing. We're gonna crawl before we walk, and we're gonna walk before we crawl. So if all you have right now is 20 minutes a day to lock into your business or whatever the goal is for yourself, then use it. Make a decision that I'm gonna do something for me today. It's really that simple. But you make the choice not to. And then you wonder why things aren't progressing. They're not progressing because you're choosing for them to not. Okay? Okay. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I truly enjoyed you guys. Again, make sure y'all follow me so you don't lose me. For those of you guys who joined Glow Up Academy, I'm hopping in now. You'll be getting a message from me in the next 5 to 10 minutes. For those of you guys who didn't, you keep doing what you're doing. I'm glad it's working for you. All right. Bye, you guys. Bye, YouTube.